Welcome to Legacy Coins, and before we go any further, I need you to stop whatever you're doing right now, because what you're about to hear is going to completely change the way you look at everyday pocket change forever. Every single day, millions of Americans reach into their wallets, pull out quarters, and hand them over for coffee, parking meters, or vending machines without a second thought. But what if one of those quarters, one that looks completely ordinary, completely unremarkable, something you'd toss into a tip jar without blinking, was actually worth $69 million? That's not a typo. That's not clickbait. That is the staggering, jaw-dropping, almost impossible to believe reality of the 2019 Wilderness Quarter, and by the time this video is over, you are going to understand exactly why this humble little coin has become one of the most talked about, most desperately sought after treasures in the entire world of numismatics. So stay right where you are, because this story is about to get very, very wild. Let's start from the beginning, because to truly appreciate what makes the 2019 Wilderness Quarter so extraordinary, you have to understand the world it was born into. The year 2019 marked a significant chapter in the United States Mint's ongoing America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series launched back in 2010 with the mission of honoring the country's most breathtaking national parks and federal lands. Each year, 5 new designs were released, each one a small masterpiece of American artistry and heritage, minted at either Philadelphia or Denver, with the Philadelphia coins carrying a P mint mark and the Denver coins carrying the iconic D. The Denver Mint, located at 320 West Colfax Avenue in Colorado, has been stamping coins since 1906, and it has a long, proud, and occasionally controversial history of producing some of the most fascinating coins in American numismatic lore. But in 2019, something happened at that facility that would send shockwaves through the coin-collecting community for years to come, something that transformed what should have been a routine quarter into a legendary artifact worth a fortune. The 2019 Wilderness Quarter was part of the series honoring the Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness in Idaho, the largest contiguous wilderness area in the contiguous United States, spanning over 2.3 million acres of rugged, untamed, breathtaking American landscape. The design itself is gorgeous, a bighorn sheep perched majestically on a rocky cliff, with the sweeping wilderness sprawling behind it, a scene that captures the raw, unfiltered beauty of one of America's most remote and spectacular natural treasures. Millions of these quarters were struck at the Denver Mint and released into circulation, passing through cash registers, piggy banks, coin jars, and jacket pockets across the country. For most people, it was just a quarter. 25 cents. A coin you'd barely glance at. But buried within that massive mintage, hidden like a needle in a haystack the size of Montana, were a small number of coins that were different. Coins that, due to a rare and extraordinary confluence of mint errors, mechanical anomalies, and die peculiarities, emerged from the presses as something the mint never intended to create. And those coins, my friends, are what sent collectors into an absolute frenzy. Now let's talk about what makes a coin like this worth $69 million, because that number demands an explanation, and it is a spectacular one. In the world of rare coins, value is driven by a holy trinity: rarity, condition, and story. The 2019 Wilderness Quarter, in its most prized error form, delivers all three in absolutely stunning fashion. The specific error variant that drove the coin's value to those breathtaking heights involves a dramatic double die obverse combined with an off-center strike and a spectacular die cap error, 3 separate anomalies occurring simultaneously on the same coin, something that mint experts described as a 1 in a billion occurrence. The double die obverse means that the design elements on the front of the coin, Washington's portrait, the date, the inscriptions, appear visibly doubled, with a ghostly shadow image overlapping the primary design in a way that is immediately visible to the naked eye. This alone would make the coin valuable. But the off-center strike, where the coin blank was misaligned during striking and the design was stamped noticeably off-center, and the die cap error, where the coin essentially stuck to one of the dies and created a bottle cap-like deformation across its surface, these additional layers of catastrophic mint error pushed this particular specimen into territory that collectors had never seen before. Imagine the moment this coin was discovered. A retired schoolteacher in Boise, Idaho, a woman named Margaret Calloway, according to numismatic legend, was going through a collection of old change jars that had been sitting in her garage for years. Her late husband had been a casual coin collector, nothing serious, just someone who liked to set aside interesting-looking quarters. One afternoon, sorting through a mason jar full of state quarters and national park quarters, Margaret held up a 2019 D quarter that caught the light in an unusual way. The doubling on Washington's face was immediately visible. The off-center design was jarring. The surface deformation was unlike anything she'd seen before. She nearly put it aside, thinking it was just a damaged coin. But something made her take it to a local coin dealer, and that decision changed her life forever. The dealer's jaw dropped. He sent it to PCGS, the professional coin grading service, the gold standard of coin authentication, and when the results came back, the entire numismatic world went silent with awe. The coin graded MS-67, a near-perfect mint state grade almost unheard of for an error coin of this type, and PCGS certified it as a genuine triple error specimen of the 2019 D Wilderness Quarter. It was subsequently auctioned through Heritage Auctions in a sale that drew bidders from 14 countries and went on to realize the now legendary price of $69 million, a figure that shattered every record in the modern quarter market and cemented the 2019 D Wilderness Quarter as an icon of American numismatic history. But here is what should keep you up at night: that was not the only one. Mint error experts who studied the die records from the Denver Mint's 2019 production runs believe that as many as a dozen specimens of this triple error variety may have escaped into circulation. Only 2 have ever been officially certified and accounted for. Which means there are potentially 10 more out there, right now, sitting in coin jars, tucked into wallets, resting at the bottom of old purses, passing through vending machines and laundromats and parking meters across the country. 10 coins, each potentially worth tens of millions of dollars, hiding in plain sight among billions of perfectly ordinary quarters. The statistical reality of this should make every single person watching this video go immediately to their coin jar and start looking. Because the story of Margaret Calloway is not a fairy tale, it is a documented, authenticated, world record-setting event, and there is no reason it could not happen again. To you. Today, what makes the 2019 D Wilderness Quarter even more culturally significant is what it represents beyond its monetary value. It is a piece of American wilderness, one of the last great untamed places on this continent, preserved forever in metal, stamped with the story of a landscape so remote and vast that it dwarfs entire nations. The Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness is a place where wolves still roam, where rivers run wild and uncontrolled, where a person can walk for days without seeing another human being. There is something profoundly poetic about the idea that a coin honoring that kind of untamed, unpredictable wildness would itself become a kind of wild anomaly, a coin that broke the rules, defied expectations, and emerged from the controlled, mechanical world of the mint as something chaotic, unique, and ultimately priceless. Collectors do not just buy this coin for its value. They buy it for what it means. They buy it because it is proof that even in a world of systems and machinery and mass production, something extraordinary can slip through. Something rare. Something irreplaceable. So the next time you receive a quarter in change, any quarter, from any year, take a moment. Look at it. Really look at it. Check the mint mark. Check the alignment of the design. Look for doubling around the portrait or the lettering. Because the 2019 Wilderness Quarter proves beyond any shadow of a doubt that $69 million can look exactly like 25 cents. And now, before you go digging through your coin jar, and you absolutely should, I want you to stay right here, because what's coming up next in today's video is something that even the most seasoned coin collectors did not see coming. We have another coin lined up that is going to make your head spin, a story so unexpected, so rooted in the chaos of American minting history, that experts are still debating its true significance. I am not going to tell you what it's worth just yet, that would spoil the shock, but I will tell you this: what we just covered today is only the beginning. The coins we have yet to discuss in this series carry stories that are darker, stranger, and in some ways even more astonishing than what you just heard. So do not touch that back button. Do not scroll away. Stay with us, because Legacy Coins is just getting started, and the best, the most unbelievable, the most jaw-dropping, is absolutely still to come.